All right. Well, back in the day when I was doing engineering type things, these weren't a thing. These had not been invented yet. No, not surface mount parts. I did a lot of surface mount parts back in the day. And no, these aren't super small. These are like the size of the parts that I designed with back in the day. These are capacitors. They're 0805. That's the package size, 0805. And they are capacitors, but they are really large value for the size. These are 4.7 microfarad, but they're 25 volts as well. And I've got these guys here, which are 10 microfarads, but they're only 16 volts. So I'm really curious to see how they perform. I've never touched these things before. And let's see if we can't get them to fail at voltage. I'm really curious to see if the 16 volt ones, you know, how far you can take them up, especially for garage work, right? I mean, if you're building a product, yeah, you got to be worried about stuff, but for garage work, I mean, you might be able to get away with little 10 ones. One thing I was thinking about that the 10 microfarad ones would be really good at is AC coupling in audio circuits. 10 microfarads is plenty, and they are non-polar. So it doesn't matter if you put AC signals on them. Now, I haven't really read the data sheet. Maybe they hate AC, but I'm assuming there's no chemicals in them. They're just plates between ceramics, so they should be just fine with AC. So we'll try to give that a test too. These are made by Samsung, Samsung Electromechanics. I bought these off at DigiKey, and I think to buy one, they were a certain price, and then I said, oh, well, I'll buy 10. Then the price went way down. I went, oh, okay, well, I'll buy 50, and the price went way down. Then I'll just buy 100. It was like, they're like 30 cents each or something like that in quantity of 100, 30 cents. So that's, yeah, that's pretty good. So I say, let's get a couple of these guys out, maybe solder them to a board so it's easier for me to handle these guys. And yeah, give them a try. Oops, I got one extra. Okay, he's extra. I'm going to lose track of these things. I should put them in a box. All right. Before we do anything, let's measure the capacitance of that little guy there. See if I can't... Let's get you on camera. There we go. All right. Oh, did I lose him? No, there he is. He's too tiny. Okay, I need to get the tweezer. They sell tweezers for these things. Let's see here. Let's lock it down on capacitance. And 3.3 microfarads. What are they supposed to be? 4.7? I'm not too pleased with that. Do they lie? 1 kilohertz. Okay, let's put it down at 100 hertz. We'll give them the benefit. 120 hertz. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll do 100 hertz. 100 hertz. Okay. 100 hertz. Let's see how they do. Oh, there we go. 4 microfarad, 4.1. So they're quite sensitive to frequency. Okay. That's interesting to know. They might not be great for AC signals. Well, this is pretty low though. Let's go up frequency. Here's 120. Let's see how. Maybe we should make a graph of this. 120 goes to 4. It's fine. Here's 1 kilohertz. Now we're in audio range here. 3.5. Yeah, here's 10 kilohertz. We're still in audio. 3.1. Okay, so it's a 3 microfarad capacitor at audio frequencies. Okay, that's good to know. All right, let's put him somewhere I'm not going to lose him. Let's put him right there. All right. So let's finish soldering these guys on the other side. There we go. Now I think they'll all measure correctly. Let's see here. These leads are short. Ah, these leads are too short. There we go. 5.4, 5.06, 5.1, 5.2, and 5.3. Okay, so they're better. So let's test these at frequency then. Let's move the frequency up there to 100 kilohertz and see how they do. Maybe they're better when they're soldered down. 8? Okay, things are going weird now on me. 7? All right, what is it that I just learned? This is weird. Now they're really big. What did I just learn? 6 point, wow. I'm very confused. Let's get that guy back out again. Let's measure him directly. Ah, shoot. It's hard to... 5.3. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just know that they do work. Maybe their voltage... No, I don't know. 7.8 microfarads. If I take it down to 100 hertz, it's 5. Wow. Okay. Well, whatever. Whatever, dude. All right. Let's put some wires on here. Damn it. I got up early today to go have my blood drawn and just not operating at 100% right now. I don't know. Just not operating at 100%. All right, so we got that guy on there. All right, and then let's put some wires over here to make things easy. Oh, come on. Like I say, I'm just not operating at 100%. Oh, okay. All right, now we got a wire there, got a wire there. All right, so let's hook up a power supply. Let's rearrange you guys. All right, we will put some volts on this thing. Okay, so I'm going to put some DC voltage across the capacitor, and we're going to measure the, we are going to measure the current. Let me move you in a bit. Okay, it's this one here that we're interested in. And we will turn him on. We are at, let's see, these are good for 16 volts. We're at 12 volts now. And no current flow, good. All right, now we want to, there we go. Let's see here, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to put something over the top of it just in case it decides to explode. All right. I don't think it will. It's only low voltage, but 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Well, these guys are supposed to fail. Looks like they're doing pretty good, huh? Looks like they're doing pretty good. Let's turn it on and off a couple times. Nope. I don't know. I say they're pretty good with voltage. I say they're pretty good. So I don't know exactly what trouble you get into when you operate them at high voltage. Maybe somebody can comment if they have experience with these things. Yeah, I just not going to worry about it. Not for garage work. Yeah, not for garage stuff. Wow, they're pretty tough. Well, that's pretty cool. Let's try out some 10 microfarad ones. All right, so I try to keep my channel very, very honest. I have a philosophy that people who watch YouTube and they see these people always do everything right and everything works for them and they seem super smart and stuff. I think it actually creates an environment where other people don't want to try. If you're starting out and you try a couple things and you just fail miserably at it, you'll beat yourself up and say, oh, I'm so stupid, I'll never be like that guy, I'm just going to pick a different hobby or do something else. Or you might just be watching videos and say, well, I'm not going to go in the garage because I don't feel confident, right? So I try to make sure that I put in all of the stupid things that I do. One of the examples of that was when I did the Horowitz and Hill book. I kept it very honest. I kept it like, this is the first time I've looked at these. These are the ones I get right. These are the ones I get wrong. This is my thought process. And I try to make sure that people don't feel intimidated by electronics. You know, you're going to fail. You know, fail and fail often, right? So what did I just do? Well, I had a whole bunch of 25 volt parts. These were the 4.7, but they're rated at 25 volts. So what did I test them at? Well, I tested them up to 30 volts. Whoop-de-doo, right? Oh well. So anyways, let's go ahead and put on some of the 10 microfarad parts. I'll put them over here on this side. 10 microfarad, oh, I guess I can put them up here. Yeah, I'll put them up here. And 10 microfarad parts, but those are the 16 volt parts. And so we'll redo the test once we get these put down. All right, let's see here. Let's test these out. I'm testing at 1 kilohertz. We have 8 microfarads, 8.3, and 8.5. Okay, let's test these at 100 hertz. 9.9. There we go. There's 10. 10.2. All right. Yeah, they look good. All right, so these are the 16 volt parts. These are the 16 volt parts. So yeah, let's test one of these at higher voltages. All right, let's do it. We'll do it live. Yeah, we'll do it live. Maybe that's not a good idea. People say I should write scripts and everything, but see, that takes away from my philosophy. So, we will put this on 10 microfarads, and that's looking good. And let's ramp it up. We'll get up to here. This is 16, so this is what it's rated for. Okay, now I am going to put something over the top of it, just in case it pops in my eye. All right. 18. 19, 20, I would imagine that humidity would play a role too. So under humid conditions, these probably fail as well. Anyway, there you go, 30 volts on this one too. So yeah, they're rugged. They're rugged. I'm not going to worry about them. Not in my garage. I'm going to use them everywhere. I like them. All right, in case people were wanting to get some of these, this is the one that I bought. This is the, you see that? That's the part number from DigiKey. That's where I bought them from, DigiKey. And there's the manufacturer's part number, I guess. Anyway, I think, there we go. That shows up on camera pretty good. And the other one was this one. All right, so we're going to have a signal generator coming in and go through the capacitor, and then we'll measure it. So this is it's not focusing. Focus, you dumb thing. Oh, come on, really? Is that little wire? Was that wire bugging me? What's wrong with this thing? There we go. Back in focus. Okay, so this is the signal generator straight, and then this is the signal generator through the capacitor. And, interesting. It gives me a little bit of DC. That's kind of strange. Huh, weird. That's just the scope probe type of thing. Anyway, we'll bring it back down again. So this is 1 kilohertz. Take it up to, going down a little bit. Here's 10 kilohertz. Let's go back to a kilohertz. And we'll go here to multiplier. This is 10 kilohertz. 10 kilohertz and faster. 10 kilohertz. Yeah, so this is, now we're past audio now. 50 kilohertz. So it works really good in the upper range. Let's test the lower range here. Let's go down to, what's our multiplier here? Okay, so this is 100 hertz. 100 hertz looks fine. Here's 10 hertz. 10 hertz looks fine. Here's 1 hertz. 1 hertz looks fine. Yeah, so this is a really nice little capacitor. I'm getting my sweep is beating with the frame rate of my camera. Interesting. You don't have to worry about that when you use digital oscilloscopes. Yeah. One more reason to use digital, I guess. I don't know. I could get out my Polaroid. In the old days, we would use Polaroid cameras and take pictures of these things. That's how we would digitize them. Anyway, there you go. That's me playing with some capacitors that I've never had in my hands before. I like them.